So I'm just back from FormNext in Germany and it was mind-blowing. New printers, new materials, but most of all, loads of new friends. Honestly, I've got so much footage to show you, I didn't really know how to do it. So what I've done is I've just broken it down into lots of little mini videos and put it all in a playlist. I've tried to let the manufacturers talk about their products in their own words and chip in as and when something's not very clear. So apologise if this video is a little bit different to my usual stuff, but hopefully you enjoy it. Please let me know feedback down in the comments below. Let's get into it.
Wait, hang on. Take my disguise off. Hi, my name's James, and you're watching RisingApe.
And the whole reason I am here at FormNext 2025 at all is because of HeyGears. Now, I am clearly a massive fanboy of HeyGears. I have been for a really long time because they make incredible printers. I've featured them a lot on the channel. They sponsored me to be here for the whole weekend and only asked that I cover their products and say hello to them, which I did. If you're watching this channel, chances are you know a little bit about HeyGears already, and you may already know that they have a Black Friday sale on right now. Black Friday is the cheapest time to buy HeyGears printers of the entire year, so do check out the links below this video and go and head on over and see if there's anything that tickles your fancy. And I am delighted to say they are just as lovely in person as they are over emails and over the phone. I have been dying for a long time to get my hands on the full HeyGears ecosystem, including the Pro and their entire ranges of resins to see what they are really capable of. So I was absolutely thrilled to attend and see not only the Reflex 2 Pro and the Reflex 2, but also all their ranges of dental stuff too. Genuinely, I am a massive nerd about this sort of stuff, so frankly I'd have come for free, but shh, don't tell them that. Now, HeyGears are first and foremost a dental printing company, so that's the tech I really wanted to see because frankly I'm nerdy about this sort of stuff. This is the A2D, a DLP printer, introduced by one of the HeyGears marketing team.
It has a smart release platform, this part. I don't have any samples here to show. So after printing the platform, you will release the models from the platform and drop into a specific tray, and we can take the tray to do the next step. That's smart release platform, and we can see some samples over there.
So this is specifically for things like aligners and that sort of stuff?
Yes, like this. For example, those are splints, and with normal solution, the standard solution, we have something like this. But with HT, high transparency solution, we get something like this. We can compare this to. So like this, we can...
So is that coming off the prints like that, or is that with post-processing?
With no post-processing. It came out just like this. This one, it has a feature of more transparency feature. And also we have the less support on the edge. So to peel it, it will be much easier, and we don't have to grind or polish the whole surface. So yeah, no, sure. I mean, I don't know anything about the way they make this sort of stuff. So is it the same as you take a molding of your teeth and then you take a casting and then you scan the casting and then you produce the parts? Is that the way it works? Yes, there are actually two ways. The first way is we take the mold and then scan the part, or the second way is the intraoral scanning. We can do both ways. Yeah, we have a lot of branding on doing that. There are two ways, and we get the file, and then we design. We make something like this, and
make some adjustments in CAD or something like that.
And then we goes to the printer and print, wash, cure, and maybe do some post processing, and we can get something like that over there. This. I don't think I can take this thing off though. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, like this.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole process. We have our own developed optical engine, the most important part of the DLP printer, and so we can do all kind of magics on the printer itself. For example,
can you tell me why you went DLP rather than say like an LCD type printer?
The DLP?
Yeah.
At first, DLP is more stable, I guess.
Okay.
And it has more accuracy and the uniformity. The light has to be uniform on the whole printing area, and then we can make all the print parts uniform to suit all the cases, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first thing. The second thing is the lifespan is much longer than LCDs. Yes, and the DOP, the optical engine, we can do all kind of magics. So the first part is the uniformity is much higher than the LCD ones, and it's higher than 99.6%. So yeah, and then we can upgrade. We can do OTA upgrade from the HD to 4K, which means we can get higher resolution and higher accuracy.
Fine, okay.
Dental resin tech is kind of mind-blowing, but it just goes to show that 3D printing goes so much further than printing miniatures, and frankly, I'm all here for learning as much as I possibly can while I've got these incredible people in front of me. So I hope you've enjoyed this so far. We're going to dive in next into resin materials and see some of the sort of stuff that goes along with that. Elastic resins were absolutely everywhere at FormNext 2025, so this is a bit of a teaser introduction for something that was widespread throughout the entire show. If I was put on the spot, I would say the themes for FormNext 2025 were 3D printed shoes and multi-head tool changers. So on the wall in front of us are a variety of resins, and they're graded in terms of softness. That's called the Shore rating, and that goes from 40 in this range all the way through to 80, and then they move into foaming resins, which reduce the density of the resin to decrease weight, and then they move into damping resins, which basically have a really slow rebound. Now, frankly, I didn't know any of this sort of stuff existed, and if I can, I will try and test some on the channel myself. But essentially, when you're designing something like shoes, for example, depending on the properties you want out of the shoe, you're either physically mixing the resins together to get the properties you want. You may want them softer, you may want them springier, you may want them lighter, and so on and so on. So you may be physically mixing those together, or you may be printing multiple parts at a variety of densities for, say, a hard upper, and then a springy core, and then a more rebound sole, and then physically gluing those together. It's really exciting, and yeah, I'd love to try some of this sort of stuff. I just wish I was a bit cleverer with CAD and I could make my own shoes, but one problem at a time. We know it exists. Now we've just got to work out how to use it. Similar story when it comes to transparent resins too. Now, I've worked with transparent resins before, and while the results have been really impressive, I've never been able to get what you'd call like a finished product. So HeyGears are now implementing a solution to basically guide you through the steps to get to that finished product, partly in the form of a wiki, but partly in the form of new products like a new glaze. I'll be testing some of that in the channel in the future, so do stay tuned for that, because I'm actually really excited, because I hadn't quite got my head around the full implications of what transparent resin could be used for in terms of miniatures and modelling and that sort of stuff, but frankly the results are really impressive, and I can't wait to show you what we come up with on that front. The product that's on my radar is a strong and tough resin, which are used to make these polycarbonate-like glasses frames. Now, this is something I've tried a couple of times before and never with great success, but yeah, I'm excited to try again. Now I know a little bit more of the secrets. Look at these things. These are seriously cool. Imagine using your printer to make useful stuff so you can make it at home. This sort of thing was printed on the Reflex 2, a machine that I have in my house, so yeah, I'm excited to get going. And talking about the Reflex 2, this here is the Reflex 2 Pro. It's exactly the same as the Reflex 2 I've already talked about on the channel, with the exception this one is a little bit taller and has a few more advanced add-ons. The main point here is this is large enough to print a full-size pair of adult shoes. Cool. I'm told a pair of shoes like that use around about 2 kilos of resin, which means the cost for a pair of shoes is around about £240-ish. I mean, that's very cool, but that would make them easily the most expensive pair of shoes I ever owned, so maybe not something I'd wear out in public. So I want to say a massive thank you to HeyGears for enabling this to happen, but particular thanks to Zoe, who, because I'm an idiot, When I left my camera on their stand, she managed to put it in a cupboard for me and is, as a result, the whole reason we have any footage for FormNext 2025 at all. Thank you, Zoe. I'm very, very sorry for doing that to you, but I'm very, very grateful indeed. So I'm back from FormNext 2025 in Germany. I have so much footage and so many things to talk about, so I decided the best way to do that was to put it all in a big old playlist and just release the videos one by one, and you can just dip in as you want to. You should see the playlist on screen now, so if you enjoyed the content, do like and subscribe. And I just want to say before you disappear, a huge thank you to everyone who supports me over on Patreon or chats to me over on Discord. You are all absolute legends and you know who you are. So I've been James, this is RisingApe Minis, and I'll see you next time.